Hi everyone. In this tutorial I'll show you how to quickly model a Voronoi style bracelet like you see in this render here, which should be suitable as either a high quality digital asset or as a real world 3D printed object. Alright. The techniques we'll use here are all basic polygonal modeling strategies, which should translate well to most capable modeling packages. However, this will be the first of two instructional videos I'll make on the creation of this object. This first one obviously will be done in 3dsmax, and then I'll make a follow-up for Blender. Okay, so let's get started. We'll begin with an empty scene here in 3dsmax. Since we're making this model as a candidate for either a virtual or 3D printed model, we'll want to pay attention to scale here. I have my scene units set to centimeters, but you could use inches, millimeters, or any unit of measure that's suitable for jewelry scale. Alright, so we'll begin by bringing in a torus primitive. Okay, and the main thing you're going to want to pay attention to here as far as the radius is concerned is the radius 1, which is the inner radius. Okay, because this is a bangle style bracelet. It's not going to be, there won't be any openings here to slip it over a wrist. So you have to imagine, this is going to have to fit over somebody's hand in order to be worn. All right, so the important part is that the inner radius is measured approximately the size of the, whatever kind of hand you're going to want this to work with, whether it be a woman's hand or a man's hand. So basically, I mean, you could look up the average diameter of bangle bracelets online and see what they say there. Typically, on the quick search that I found, on average, a medium-sized bangle diameter is around 2.3 to 2.5 inches. So that translates roughly to about 6.3 to 6.5 centimeters. Okay, so the radius, remember, is not the diameter all the way around. The number here of the radius is actually from the center to the edge. Okay, so from the center here to here. Okay, so it's not the entire diameter. So if I want my entire diameter to be 6.3, then the radius here, will have to be 3 point whatever. So, if I'm going between 6.3 to 6.5 or 6.6, let's say I want my diameter to be 3.3 for the inner radius. And then the outer radius, we can just play with until we're happy with the thickness of the torus. Okay, so I'm going to bring my outer radius, which isn't very important as far as measuring the object for print. It's just an aesthetic feature. So we're going to bring it down to, in this case, I'm going to bring it down to about 0.35 centimeters. Okay, all right. So now we'll add, and also the segments, bring them to 64, and the sides up to 24. We need a pretty decent resolution here on the object for the future steps here. Okay, so now that we have this, we'll go ahead and select the entire element, and we'll scale it up on the Z at least, I'd say at least 250%, but even more than that. It depends on how thick you want this bracelet to be. I like something about this thickness here, so I brought it up to about 250, 255, okay, on the Z. So once you have this, you can go ahead into your polygon modeling tools and bring up Generate Topology from the graphite ribbon, and you want the edge direction procedural. Okay, and just click it once, and you'll see it'll change the edge flow on the object, and it basically changes all the edges by 45 degrees. And then we'll go into our front orthographic view, and we'll switch down to our faces mode, and we'll zoom in here right in the center, and you want to select the 4 polygons that make up a diamond pattern right here in the center of the object. And then you could just loop that selection, and this should be the result right here, okay, which is just a crisscrossing pattern with diamonds in the center, diamond shapes in the center. And then once you have that, Control I to invert, and just delete those. Okay, so now we're left with a ribbon-like topology around the object. Okay, we can bounce out from orthographic to perspective, and this is what we have so far. Okay, now from here we could add a relax modifier and deselect the fixed boundary points option and increase the iterations. I would go to about 10 to 12 iterations. In this case, I'll stop at 10. Okay, and we'll have something like this. All right, and the next step is above the relax modifier. You can put a shell and adjust the outer amount to a desired thickness. Okay, and in my case, I'll just go with 0.2 centimeters. All right, and you'll notice that if you scroll down on the shell modifier, you have the option to select different polygon groups. You'll want to select the edges group. Okay, so then all of the interior edges, all the interior polygon edges will be selected. And from there you can switch to put another edit poly modifier on top. And when you switch to face mode, those interior edges will still be selected, which is convenient for our next step, which is an inset. And we'll just do a very slight inset. In my case, it's 0.05 centimeters. All right, and then once you have that, you can go ahead and throw a turbo smooth modifier on top, and maybe about 2 iterations, and this is the result. Okay, very simple object to create. Just a few modifiers and a few steps involved, and I think the result is quite visually aesthetic, in particular because if you look inside each hole, what's interesting is you'll see the cross pattern of the topology behind that hole, and even if you look in the top, the holes going around the top, you see that cross pattern. So no matter where you look, you get that, and I think it's quite interesting. So it makes for a unique looking bracelet, which would be a nice candidate for 3D printing, I think, or even if you just wanted to create it as a digital asset, as I said, it would be a nice little addition to a character's wardrobe or something similar. Okay. Well, that's basically it. I mean, if you wanted to, at this point, put another relax modifier on top and leave the boundary points fixed this time, and maybe make 5 iterations there just to smooth it out just a little bit more. And this is the end result of that. So, all right. Well, I hope you found this useful and enjoyed it. It's a simple tutorial, but I'm going to do one also for Blender. So if you're a Blender user, have a look out for that. It should be coming soon to my channel. And don't forget to subscribe and also like the video. And I'll be coming back with some more videos very shortly, probably within the next day or so. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.